Okay, good morning, friends. Tonight is Rosh Chodesh. So I want to share with you a very interesting halacha regarding Rosh Chodesh. It's connected to the subject we're learning now in Mishnah Berurah. My friend Rabbi Yehuda brought this to my attention. Let's say a guy is holding an Elokai Netzor. Now, in Elokai Netzor, you are allowed to answer Dvarim Kedusha. Once you get to Elokai Netzor, you're allowed to answer Dvarim Kedusha. The Rama even says, even if you didn't say Yiul Ratzain, because since we're mafsik for Elokai Netzor, therefore you could be mafsik for Dvarim Kedusha. But the question is like this. Let's say you're in Elokai Netzor and you realized you didn't say Yalav Yavai. Now if you take the 3 steps back, you're going to have to start from the beginning of Shemana Esrei, Shachris and Mincha. So if you forget Yalav Yavai, you'll have to go back to the beginning of Shemana Esrei. So long as you didn't take the 3 steps back yet, you're allowed to go back to Ritzei. As you're contemplating what to do, you daven a little bit of a longer Shemana Esrei. The Chazan is about to say Kedusha. Could you answer Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh? Yes. The problem though is, if I now answer Kadosh, 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 I'm declaring my Shemana Esrei is over. If I'm declaring my Shemana Esrei is over, then I'll have to go back to the beginning of Shemana Esrei to repeat Yalav Yavai. So the question is, what should I do? Should I answer Kadosh, 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 or maybe say Yiul Ratzain, answer Kadosh, 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 and then what? Do I go back to the beginning of Shemana Esrei then? Well, if I do, will it make sense to answer Kadosh, Kadosh at the expense of going back to the beginning of Shemana Esrei? So there's an amazing tshuva. The Shalos Tshuvas Shoel Umeshiv. In Shalos Tshuvas Shoel Umeshiv, Paskins, you should not answer Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. You should stop, be silent, listen, because if you're going to say Yiul Ratzain and you're going to answer Kedusha, it's going to be considered like you're Mesiach Das from the Tefillah. So if you're going to answer Yiul Ratzain, if you're going to say Yiul Ratzain, answer Kedusha, so then your Shemana Esrei is over, you'll have to go back to the beginning of Ritzei. I'm sorry, you're going to have to go back to the beginning of Shemana Esrei. You won't be able to go back to Ritzei. The Shevet HaLevi concurs that in Chelak Gimel Siman Yud Aleph Ois Daled, Chelak Hey Siman Chav Gimel, the Shalos Tshuvas Eretz Tzvi writes that any similar situation that you're going to have to go back to Ritzei, it's all considered one tefillah. So it's considered like you're in the middle of Shemana Esrei, and you cannot stop and answer. Meaning, the din that you're allowed to answer, Kadosh, 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 is only if you're not tied to go back. But now that you're tied to go back to answer, to say Yalav Yavai, you can't answer Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. Lamaisa, the Shevet HaLevi says, B'diavad, if you did answer Kadosh, 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 you could go back to Ritzei. But he says you shouldn't, you should be silent. And Eretz Tzvi also, he says, since you're tied to go back to Ritzei, so you can't interrupt. Likewise, Reb Chaim Kanievsky and the Chazon Ish say you can't interrupt. However, Rav Moshe Feinstein in the Igros Moshe, Chelak Gimel Siman Nun Vav, and the Halichos Shloimei, Parak Ches Sif Lamates, say yes, you could say Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. And the explanation is as follows. The reason why you're allowed to answer Dvarim Kedusha in Elokai Netzor, even really before you say Yiul Ratzain, is because since we say Tachanunim, therefore you could say Dvarim Kedusha. It's not because Shemana Esrei is over. Shemana Esrei is not over. It's just you're allowed to say these things at the end of Shemana Esrei. So the fact that you're going to go back to Ritzei, or the fact that you're going to say Dvarim Kedusha, doesn't mean you're declaring Shemana Esrei is over. So it's a very interesting Machlokes, where if you forget Yalav Yavai can you answer Dvarim Shabbat and Elokai Netzor before you go back to Ritzei? Or are answering those answers, will that force you to go back to the beginning of Shemana Esrei? So presumably it's best to avoid that situation and remember to say Yalav Yavai. Including tonight. Tonight's Rosh Chodesh. It's a good idea to try to remember to say Yalav Yavai. Rabbi, say have a great day. Tonight we have a shiur on Makas Choshech. That is literally off the charts. Everyone's invited to join us, 8:30 tonight. Please be very happy to see you later. Kol Tov.